Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. Today we're working on a spread from the trip I took with some high school students to Boston and New York. Our first stop really was to have lunch at Quincy Market, but we also looked at the Faneuil Hall, which is right next door. And these two are postcards, and the rest are pictures that I have taken. And this, of course, is a statue of Samuel Adams. All of this designed on Cricut Design Space and then drawn and cut out using my Cricut Maker. You can see here again another design of Faneuil Hall. The same thing here. It's a little hard to see, but there we go. You can see that it was drawn on to give it the dimension. I put this torn edge border on, and then this is stitched. So again, use my sewing machine to stitch that stitch. Looks to me like it's a little patriotic design, maybe stitching in leather or something, but I just like the way that turned out. So we'll work on just putting these together. Again, was able to find a lot of these images online, and then Cricut Design Space has a feature that allows you to turn it into layered cut files. And so in this case, instead of cutting, because trying to cut those holes would have been a nightmare, I use a marker, a pen, and the machine will actually draw it in place and then cut it, which is pretty cool. So love the way these turn out. I do not have the best handwriting, and so it's nice to be able to use the write feature on the Cricut Design Space and Maker to be able to handle the writing for me. I always take a lot of pictures of signs and things, so I got a great picture of the statue, but then also took a picture of the inscription, and then that way it helps remind me of the thing that I've got a picture of, and then if I want to use it as the journaling, I have it. The inscription on this statue says, Samuel Adams, a patriot, he organized the revolution and signed the Declaration of Independence. One thing that's pretty interesting about this statue is that it does not sit at a 90-degree angle to the rest of the square or anything. And nobody I was talking to seemed to be able to understand why it was built that way. My gut is that at some point in history, it was square, or something was square. A lot of Boston has changed because over the years the harbor has filled in, and so a lot of the buildings and such that used to be right on the ocean front are no longer on the ocean front, and I think that these buildings here were part of those, but just over time they filled in the harbors and built other buildings. So one of the things I like about Cricut Design Studio is this ability to do outlining, and so I'll put guides down for the photos and then design the whole thing and then say outline to create a border map for me, and it does this, and I love when it does that. It cuts out little holes for the rest of it to show through. So let's get this onto this page. Again, right here, I'm going to strengthen it because this will be a weak point. And where you have weight on your project, as you're opening and closing plastic page protectors, sometimes they will pull off because they weigh a little bit more. So always try and get some tape behind those things. You know, did I get that straight? That does not look very straight. It looks straight this way, but I think that's because that's at an angle. I'm going to see if I can get this off. Let's see if we can arrange this. These sticky tabs, you do have a little bit of time to kind of redo it. Eventually they will stick down hard, but you do have a little bit of time. Okay, that's square across the bottom, and square there, but it does not look square there, but that's because that was a torn edge, so I'm okay with that. So there we go. Boston, Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market, great place to eat. I had a lobster roll there, first time in my life. It tasted good, it was very pricey. Not sure I have one again because I'd rather just eat lobster. But thank you for joining us. Would love to see your projects. See you next time.